That means next year, fourth SGI General Meeting will be held in Peru, Lima, Peru. We have another chance to go to Peru. So this is, the great announcement and something which are really, this time going to participate. And of course, we're going to really, colorful, the hyphen drum corps, brass band, dancing crew, singing crew, stage crew, and everything. Let's go really, joyfully, cheerfully, and really, the kind of, Tozan. Just like 10 years ago, we went to Taisekichi for the celebrate Shohondo. 10 years, so fast, isn't it? 1982, October, maybe September. In from Daigo Honson, we can report our progress, our happiness. So this is very important. So, in front of today, Jojigo Honson, let's really sincerely pray we carry on our mission this year. Shakabaku. President mentioned in his message also, NSA, entered a new stage, new era. And Shakabaku is really, hoping we can able to do Shakabaku and develop our fortune. So next, some of the, Mr. Kikumura mentioned about some of the meetings in New York or even southern part of the United States last week. The reason I went to New York, he mentioned that this time United Nations recognized Soka-Akkai's World Peace Movement for anti-nuclear movement in Japan, many contributions to UNICEF or even such the many World Peace Movement, including President visit so many dignitaries of the whole world try to promote world peace. This time officially Soka-Akkai accepted to NGO, non-governmental organization of United Nations. How's that? So on behalf of President, I was appointed as official representative to United Nations, and I went this time to meet Under Secretary of United Nations. That time he mentions last, the August SGI second general meetings in Honolulu, and President's great speech on world peace. And also he mentioned about the 1975, because the United Nations is located in New York, he still remember, Under Secretary of United Nations, still remember NSA's bicentennial New York Convention. Really praised so highly NSA's great forces of world peace and pressure together. In these days, very near future, he'd like to invite the United Nations General Assembly to speak about world peace over there. That's why, although the, New York was minus 21, so cold. Same day, plane crashed into the Washington, D.C., into the, Potomac River. Name of Potomac is always cherry blossom everything, right? This time it's a cold snow day, and such a, icy, the water, Potomac, Air Florida, crushed, hit few cars, chopped the head off into the jump Potomac River. That was really terrible, heavy karma. It's never happened in the history of the national airport in Washington, D.C. Nobody expected driving the 14th bridge. I did 5-6 years to drive the back and forth on the 14th bridge. Never airplane crash over our cars. I don't know who, heavy karma, together in the same plane, heavy karma waiting in the first bridge, exactly the same time, pop, 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 cold weather and everything. So you cannot explain why this happened, only can explain it's karma. And indicating our nation's capital. The cold day, and plane never, always taken off. Even Alaska taken off. So why did it happen to Washington D.C.? And so many body, frozen inside. Few come out and ask you for the help. I still vividly remember because same day I'm landing for New York, frozen airport, simply. Plane, no matter how you hold the plane, but plane crash into the water at the same thing. As many people say, take care. How I can take care of the plane? Go take it, hold the plane. Plane itself jump into the water. Without a fear, jump in the water together with plane. You see, that's why. How can many people say, have a good trip and take care of yourself? Cannot take care anymore in the plane. Passing the belt, this is all itai doshi into the water. You know what I mean? It's a wrong kind of itai doshi. Let's say, itai, doshi into the hell. We are going to change karma. Itai doshi into above the water, always fly into the sky of the happiness. How about that? More important thing. The same day, few hours before, Guy McCloskey left Washington D.C., went to Florida. That's everybody thought he never jumped in the water, but he already arrived in Miami that time. So actually you can tell, same day, only few hours different. One is arriving in Miami, same day, cold day. The other one is into the water. That's why karma is a really strange thing. Remember a few years ago, KLM and Pan Am crashed over the Canary Island in near Africa. I was in Vancouver, Canada, and read the paper the morning saying that some family who were crying, lost the family in Canary Islands. From Canada, how come they have to die there in Canary Island from Canada? Must be the karma to karma meet each other over the airport and crash in the foggy. Many foggy airport, but what happened there? Something cannot explain beyond the question mark. Why? You have to think of that. San Diego, remember the few years ago, PSA crash over the city and people, killed and so many. Some people maybe, San Francisco, Sacramento, Miss Gasha told me. She, really cried and daughter left the plane to San Diego and killed probably by that time. But because the baby cried so much, she couldn't take a flight back to Sacramento. So did not join in that flight to the hell. So only such some mergings. And I remember many years ago, one of the, ferry boat from Hokkaido to mainland of Japan, when I was in Japan that time, and that boat sank in the bottom of the ocean. So many people, Hokkaido members, couldn't catch up the ferry boat. So they're really mad. Probably brave to go home, but few hours, next day, see the paper, they're scary to thank to Honson. Gone to save our lives. Many of you probably think that way. Complain sometimes. Monk, go ahead. With Go Honzon, you change so much and we survive up to today, don't you think? That's appreciation we show. What way? Shakubuku. Before too late, we gotta shakubuku our country, our nation to secure. Today, Union States, Union message from Ronald Reagan today. But even no matter how he try hard, people of America are going to change our country, not himself. America's people reflected to Reagan. And American people, itching and change our country to better. That's why more changes into the NSA to go on, definitely. America's fate changing for better and better. Last week, so many airplane crashes. It was symbol of, Air Force, remember? Thunderbird. All four crash into the, Colorado Springs. They don't see the, only they see the leader. Leader crash. All other plane crash same time around speed of the, around the 500, mile, an hour. Kind of the fast speed, bang, into the, that's symbol of America. Air show, many times, British showing, song of the America's, national anthem sometimes, flying, dancing stuff. Don't you think it's indicating something for the future of America? So we gotta change now. That's why we decided to shakubuku, change our nation's destination. Don't you think? That was the main reason. 45, President Toda, out of jail. That time Tokyo was nothing but ashes. Osaka at the same time, nothing but ashes. President Toda out of jail, and he thought, now time to cause and getting worse and worse situation happens, time to more, great things will appear. And also the, such a great evil appears, means great, such a goodness. Cause and will be, on the way. Darker the night, nearer the dawn, colder the winter. That is, nearer the spring. You can tell, century, never happened such cold weather. Because America, NSA, decide never such a, shakubuku spirit before. That's the reason why really Shoten testing our faith, don't you think so? That's the reason why I really stressed everywhere. Let's do shakubuku for before too late. Our country, destroy means our futures, children. This, our descendants will be no more future. Some of 200 years, from now. Remember the bicentennial convention we sing.